Hey everybody, it's Miss C. We are doing our next video on our stitch sampler of Wonderful, and today we're going to be doing the blanket stitch. The blanket stitch is another stitch that is very useful, especially nice whenever you're attaching fabrics to other fabrics, so on our patch it is. And so to do our little prep, we've got a couple things. We've got our needle and thread already done up. We have our patch already somewhat stuck on, but if we didn't, then we might stick a little pin in there to hold it in place. And if you were doing this properly, you would also fold under this raw edge with all the fraying so that it's nice and hidden. Today we're going to be a little bit lazy and, well, maybe if it'll stay. We won't worry about it. So you want to have that folded edge under if you can. If not, then this practice one's not going to matter. So for our little prep over here, I'm going to take my pen, and instead of drawing dots, I'm going to be drawing little squares. The top edge of the square is above my patch. That's the word I'm looking for. It's above my patch, while the bottom few lines of my squares are on my patch. Gonna keep going, and that'll be the end of it. So I'm gonna have about those many to go. I may or may not have enough thread. We're gonna find out together. All right, so when doing a blanket stitch, we're essentially working in corners of these squares. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start on this upper corner on one side. We're going to go down on the opposite corner, like so, and we're going to start pulling this thread through. However, we're going to stop pulling this thread when we have a small little floppy bit that we can still mess around with. Yes, Kat, I know. All right, so we have this little floppy bit that we're going to keep out, and for starting, we're going to just pull it and hold it with one of our fingers. I like to use my thumb. And I'm going to come up again before I've fully pulled it through. I'm going to come up in the upper corner of the next square. So I'm going to come up in that corner. I'm going to take this piece of floppy thread. I'm going to throw it behind my needle. And then I'm going to continue pulling. And what that's going to do is whenever I start getting my thread taut, instead of being able to have my string go straight across in a diagonal like it normally would, it's going to get stuck on this little area where I'm coming up again, and it's going to make a right angle instead, like this. And that's the exact pattern we're going to continue. We've come up in the top corner. We're going to go down in the bottom corner. We're going to pull until we have a little floppy bit. I'm going to pull that out of the way with my thumb. Come up in the top corner of the next box, toss that thread over, and then finish pulling through. I'm going to show you one more time. All right, so one more time. We come up in this upper corner, down in this lower corner, pull until we have a little wiggly bit, tuck that aside, come up in the next box's upper corner, toss this thread behind our needle, and continue pulling up until it all pulls nice and tight. And what you're going to get is a little series of boxes. If you want to do this the cheaty method, which I tend to prefer, what I do is I will not even bother pulling my thread all the way through, and I'll come up at that top of the box, tuck it behind, and then continue pulling. I would not do this the first time, maybe not even the second time, but if you've been doing this stitch for a little while, you might try this method to see if it's a little bit faster for you. All right, now, ladder stitch is a little bit different for when you're finishing your end. So I'm on my last box. So I'm going to show you how this one's going to end. It's going to be a little bit different. We're going to start the same. Go down in the bottom corner of your last box. Pull until you have a little bit of a floppy space. Come up in the upper corner. There is no last box, so it would be the upper corner of the next box if there were one, but there isn't. Toss it over the back and pull tight. So this is as normal. But now there's nowhere else for us to go. So to finish this off, the last place that we're going to go down is going to be right on the other side of our little corner over here. So we're coming up from the inside, we're going to go down on the outside. So we're going to go down right next to where we came up, like so. Pull that really tight, and that tiny itty bitty stitch will pull us into that corner. All right, now it's locking off like normal. We're going to find our nearest bias stitch right here, slide under, pull until we have a little loopy, go through the little loopy, pull it tight, and then do it a second time. Slide under, pull the loop, go through the loop, and pull tight. Now I can snip it. And that is your blanket stitch.